It is just about less. In fact, we have just crossed that timing. Of course, it is now exactly 5 p.m. and we expect the polling stations to have now come to a close. And of course, the voting process is now has also just come to an end. We will now be trying to get our journalists spread out across the different parts of the country to give us a sense and picture of exactly what is happening and what has happened, and also a recount of how the situation has been in terms of the voter turnout and some of the issues that Kenyans and voters have experienced at the polling stations in those different parts. Remember, just earlier on, IEBC gave a press statement just to give us an idea of the voter turnout in the country. At about noon, the IEBC told us about 30% of the voters had turned out to vote. We are getting information that that number has not risen, but just quite slightly. So will this be different from the rest of the elections that we've witnessed in the country? We will be getting the verdict here. And of course, the vote counting is now expected to begin and happen in those polling stations where voting went on smoothly without any hitches or glitches, and perhaps even start getting those numbers later on in the hours to come. But also our focus will have shifted to the National Tallying Center at the Bomas of Kenya, where the IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati will be addressing the nation and also just giving us an update of the situation and the entire process from 6 a.m. up until now. Dan is back. Dan, talk to us.
Well, now we cross over to the county of Bungoma, where we have
all right.
Well, Dan, it is just a few minutes past 5 o'clock, and that marks the end of the voting process here in the country. And here in Bungoma County, specifically at Moi Primary School, which is one of the biggest voting centers in this county, has just come to a close. And you are seeing that people have just left the station. Those who already voted have left. You have seen security officials asking those who have already voted before 5 to leave. And those who hadn't voted before on the deadline are still inside voting. And we've seen that a few sentiments from the Wananchi here saying that the turnout was not as expected. And we've seen the IEBC also mentioning by noon they're talking about 30%. So some of the Wananchi here will just tell us how the things went down. Karibu.
Kwa majina ni Moses Wefafu Anjala, mkaaji wa hapa Bungoma Township. Round hii turnout imekuwa chini kidogo. Watu hawajakuja vile walikuwa wamezoea kuja, wanapiga kura vizuri. Turnout imekuwa chini sana kukompea na last time, lakini kura imeenda vizuri, watu wamepiga, wameenda nyumbani, ndio wanafunga milango. I think hali iko sawa tu.
Je, unahisi nini imechangia hii mambo ya low turnout?
I think ni economy. That's the only thing.
Okay. Niko hapa na Harun. Harun, unaweza tueleza nini kimeendelea, kimechangia hii?
Asante sana kwa nafasi hii. Mimi naitwa Harun Suleiman na mimi ni Chief Agent wa chama cha UDP katika constituency ya Kandui. What I can say is that the turnout has been very low. Kutokea saa 12 kufikia saa 1 kumekuwa na watu wengi katika foleni, lakini kutokea saa 3 kuendelea mpaka saa hizi we have seen a very low turnout, na nikidhani ni kwa sababu watu wengi hawajajitokeza kupiga kura yao. I think there is still a lot of votes zenye zimewachwa nje kati ya this election, and I don't think ni kwa sababu ya mambo mengine. I think ni kwa sababu people have not gone out to campaign enough. Right. People have not convinced people. Yes,
I have to cut you short, sorry. Dan, those are some of the sentiments of the voters who have been here. And now we'll be heading to the Constituency Tallying Center at Bungoma High School, where we shall be getting the numbers live on your screens.